Yeah, like your society just needs to pass the intergalactic test when it's time.
Yeah.
And if your society just doesn't make it, then like you failed life.
I think it's just about, yeah, I bet most planets don't make it, and I really don't see us making it. Like, the way that we are unable to agree with anything, and like, you know.
Yeah, like it's a balance of like the planet in question needs to both move on and upgrade technologically, but also like as a whole.
But that's working. Like, think about how fast we would progress if everyone was working together. If the entire Earth was like, here's our 10 goals right now. Like, or maybe one goal of the week is to feed this country or some shit. Like, create a sustainable farm that will really progress. Like, if everyone was working together to just kind of develop as a whole and work on science together, and like there was just like full cooperation, like that would bring everyone together, and
we would move so much faster.
We
could just go one by one, each country, like, we're fixing this, we're getting on the same page here.
Yeah,
because
it's just like that's what it gets scary though. It gets weird because then it's like imposing your will on someone else. You can't do it. I know. You have to. They have to be convinced. Like, everyone has to be on the same page. It can't be a forced, like, 'cause that's what, like, forcing democracy in countries. It just doesn't really work.
Yeah. And that's one of our, like, unspoken, like, rules as humans. But, like, what about the aliens that, like, who don't have those rules? Like, how do you think we got here? We took away free will. There are a lot of movies in which, like, the extraterrestrial is like a culture that's been like assimilated into one. Yeah. It's like a hive mind, because that's the only way that they figured that they could cooperate. Yeah. And so, like, yes, they've like they passed the test, but at what cost?
Because I feel like we value individualism so much. But is it really that valuable? Is it really worth it?
Well, yeah, I think individualism is worth it, but like, yeah, you're right. You have to give up a little bit of it to like to end up surviving.
But maybe not necessarily, because what if everyone was educated properly? Like,
if everyone was educated properly, do you still think we would make the same decisions collectively? No. Or do you think people would still have shitty takes?
What if, do you think if everyone grew up in take the fucking east side of Providence and multiply it by the whole world. Like, the whole world is the east side of Providence. Everyone grows up in the same type of neighborhood, same, like, social class, same amount of money, like, same education. Like, how do you think that would... I think it would be kind of insane. I think that everyone would be on the same page about everything.
Well, yeah. If everything was just, like, normalized, or, like, things were just, like... I don't want to say more controlled, but, like, more, like, taken care of. Yeah. You're right. We're, like, destroying ourselves. Yeah. For not a lot of reason. And, like, imagine, we're on intergalactic reality TV show. Yeah. What the fuck? These people are probably clowning on people like Bezos. Yeah. They're like, oh, they think it's so important.
Yeah, like, the
money.
They're, like... I bet they can see, like, they have such a personal relation, or, like, inside look into what his life is like. Mm-hmm. And, like, you can see just what he values and what his, like, perspective is. Yeah. And it's so warped compared to, like, everyone else's. Like, it must be interesting.
Like, the way that we cherish money so much. And, like, do you think the intergalactic people who watch the TV are like, do you think that this week they're gonna fall for the money?
Dude, I think money is what keeps us from, like, becoming, like, unionized. I think money is the root of all evil. That's like
Yeah.
that bar, right? Like it really is though, because like without money, like money is just the ultimate catalyst for selfish and egotistical decision making that actively works against like the rest of the human race to like progress.
It's just so crazy that like we don't care about each other.
Yeah.
That like people will dismiss people just like them and even like think of them as like lower, the way they think at like a dog.
What if reincarnation's real? Think about this a lot too, like Buddhism type beat.
Okay.
Like if dogs are like there's levels to it, and like with Buddhism, like if you're good at what you were, like if you do a good job, like you level up and you like become something new. Like I don't know, that's kind of
wait, yo, what if like,
but like dogs are like the last version of humans, and that's why we love dogs, like because we want to treat them well and they treat us well or something. That's kind of a out there thought, but
a funny concept is like someone intergalactic people are playing us, and so they had to beat the world playing Caterpillar.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
and then it reset, and now they have to beat it playing as dog.
Yeah, I mean that's
and
like
if you can survive like X amount of years or whatever, then you can
level
ascend.
Up.
And
it's like a goofy version of Buddhism. It's a goofy version of like making.
Yeah, it's like it's cooler.
No, it's very cool. I think, like, I like the thought that like people like Harvey Weinstein are gonna come back as little spiders or cockroaches or some shit.
Yeah, you get like,
you know, and that's why we hate those things.
Yeah, like fuck a mosquito.
Yeah, fuck a mosquito. Like a mosquito, I'm sure, I don't know if it's that extreme, if like you can go from human to mosquito that fast, you know, but and like that's your soul. Like your soul is this thing that you know, travels up and down.
Yo, that must suck though if you get nerfed to like a mosquito. Like, that shit's easy to die mad quick, and then you're just getting nerfed again.
I'm sure
and like you get caught in a trap, and then you end up and you're like, yo, I'm a fucking banana.
I'm sure the ranking system is better than that. I'm sure they figured it out a little bit better than that. Because I don't know how you be a good mosquito, you know, like I don't know how you like, because I feel like it has to do with like how good you are, or like how much you contribute to the planet or some shit. I don't know.
Well, maybe it's just like how much you contribute to like your people.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, sometimes bees suck and they're really annoying, but they're good for the environment. Yeah. Whatever. It's like how much did that bee contribute to the hive? Yeah. And when that bee recognized that working together works, yeah, they can die, but they'll just be reincarnated as an ant and just have to like work together because they've unlocked it.
And you learn like your soul learns values.
And and it seems like I'm sure there are humans who've unlocked that. Mm-hmm. And maybe they have like,
what's the next step?
And maybe you just like,
but how do you make it to all the way to human and then be such a shitty human?
That depends on if you, like your past life caught up with you, or maybe like us figuring this out right now is how you, when you're playing human, how your character figures it out. Like, yeah, they're controlling us, but they can't use their knowledge in us.
Right.
So it's kind of like playing with a big handicap where you're controlling a character who has free will.
Right.
You're like just kind of briefly guiding them.
Yeah, what can you do? How do you...
They send messages, bro. Deja vu.
Oh.
They give us weird-ass dreams because that's how they want to steer us in the right direction.
Dude, I hated learning, like, the scientific version behind deja vu. So
what is it, exactly?
It's just, like, your brain, like... It's something to do with, like, the memory portion of your brain. And for some reason, it, like, will... It's like a glitch. Like, it'll hit the same spot twice or some shit. Yeah. And you'll, like, think you've seen it before, but really it's just, like, a weird...
It's like that first activation accidentally hit twice.
Yeah, exactly. I there's definitely a better way to describe it, but...
It's probably, like, as if you were, like, at a place and you accidentally took 2 photos, but then it placed one of the photos in like 2016.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's the same place.
Kind of like
it's just accidentally got copied to like previous
like
on the timeline.
Like it's a weird stutter type of deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, but
and so you think it's like,
to,
oh yeah, I've been here like 5 years ago, but you never have.
It's so much cooler to think that like in a previous life, you know, you've experienced something similar and your soul is like connecting with that. Like that's such a crazy dope concept that unfortunately probably isn't true.
Yeah, I mean, having a soul is something that's harder to like justify with facts.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think we ever will, really.
Like, that's why that like the like Galactic Federation of like just beings who've unlocked consciousness is a more accurate, or not accurate, it's just a more believable thing for me.
I think it's really,
where I'm like,
yeah,
it may not be me who ends up ascending, but like whatever we are, if we make the right decisions, we will. Mm-hmm. We will unlock a world of like different planets and different worlds, different people who have already unlocked that.
Yeah, and they're waiting for us to hit that point.
Yeah.
They're waiting for us to figure it out, but I bet us and like a lot of other planets, we might not, you know, we might just not hit that point. And they're not waiting to visit us, they're waiting for us to visit them, you know, like they're waiting for...
Yeah, it's like an ultimate kind of like heaven.
Yeah, like you figured it out, here are the answers to the universe.
Yeah, that's like a logical heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, yeah, if you take any group of people, like there's always a logical next step. So like you have to like, I don't know, one group, I'm trying to think how there's people and those people together are like a community, and many communities are a town, and a bigger town is a city, and a bunch of cities are in a state. There's not one planet.
No, yeah.
Like there are mad planets, and there are mad like conscious planets, and we're all in like something that we like, similar to how we've made countries. We're definitely in like a big ass country, but of other planets.
Yeah, we're in a certain region. We're in where it's a galaxy.
Yeah, but we're in
the underdeveloped part of the galaxy.
Yeah,
we're in the part.
We haven't been gentrified yet.
We like just didn't. I bet a lot of like planets got better deals too. Like we got pretty good resources, but I bet a lot of planets got like, you know, straight like god tier elements. Yeah,
I mean that's all like RNG. Like
that is RNG, and we just got shit that's kind of we're obviously able to work with it, but
we don't have a lot of certain things. We have like a weird like countdown timer on our planet.
Yeah,
other planets may not have had that at all.
Yeah, no, we definitely have some nerfs. Like it's.
But then you end up with some planets which are just all fucking water.
Oh, yeah, no.
And you're like, yeah, like there are going to be organisms on that planet, but like they're not making it far.
They're not making it at all.
Like there's not even any land there.
We've made it pretty damn... So also, like, do you ever think about like how like the dinosaurs were a thing? Like...
For a long time.
It's kind of crazy that dinosaurs existed and then they got wiped out and then a new species took over. Like, what the fuck?
And we always like think we can assume the intelligence of beings that were managed to stay alive on pure science for hundreds of millions of years.
Yeah,
like some species didn't have like, obviously they changed genetically, but some were like roughly the same for a large amount of years, longer than humans have stayed human. So it's like, how are we going to be like, oh yeah, no, they were definitely dumber than us. We're the first ones to invent cell phones.
You think there's
not dinosaurs with cell phones. I just think
dinosaurs and cell phones.
I just think there could be a chance where like a community got like...
Wait, bro, imagine like a TV show, like a cartoon of like dinosaurs, but dinosaurs were just actually even more advanced than us, and they're like
they're doing like they're telemarketing, but like you're a fucking T-Rex.
Yeah.
You're like checking in at like the urgent care center, but you're like a big ass snake talking to like a mutated rabbit.
Yeah. And then like the whole show is like leading to the world just end, like everything gets deleted, so like nothing is left over. But we just think that they were just stupid. Like their whole legacy just got deleted.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. No, but
it is funny to with our current like perception of dinosaurs.
Yeah. No, it is interesting. We really don't know a lot. I feel like it's so crazy that was like a branch of evolution and then it just got wiped out because it wasn't working, I guess. That's what's so like what triggers in my brain is like did something consciously make the decision that dinosaurs weren't it? You know what I mean? Like
I just think things grew at different rates and it didn't like science is always kind of testing itself.
Yeah.
And nature's always testing
with
itself.
Selection and all that.
And so like dinosaurs weren't able to thrive and stay big creatures because maybe like there was an imbalance of how many creatures there were and how much like wildlife was there to feed it, or how much like nature was there to feed
just had stupid builds, you know, like these animals were like concepts of like and not refined,
and even our animals aren't that refined either.
Yeah, but it's better, you know. You got your monkeys
but like what's the fatal flaw in humans? What are they gonna, I mean, they've taken the kidneys aren't really necessary. They may have been necessary, who knows.
Yeah,
but like
I think that we're obviously far more advanced. We're obviously like passing the vibe check to an extent. Like we're making it much further, but I don't think we're the final version. I don't think we're the final form.
No, we're definitely like an alpha release here.
Yeah, maybe there's 3 stages here. The dinosaurs were the first stage. They, you know, did their thing. Then now we're the second stage.
What if the first playthrough got this far already?
Yeah.
And then somehow they were like, yo, we gotta make them these big ass creatures. And then turned us into dinosaurs.
What?
And then they were like, oh, fuck that, bro. This shit is whack. And then hit reset with the fucking meteor.
Yeah.
And so now we're
V2.
We're just version 2.
Yeah, exactly. Like
But like they already went through kind of like a weird cycle of like us already.
I feel like it's more just the dinosaurs developed and they like, you know what I mean? Like it's like they put a bunch of shit into like a baking dish, put it in the oven, like, you know, metaphor for Earth, and dinosaurs developed, and they were like, oh fuck, this kind of turned out a little weird. Like it's not, obviously if you're watching that from afar, like it kind of probably got boring. Like they're not progressing. Like they you know, T-Rexes eat this. Like it's a working ecosystem.
And the viewers fucking voted to nuke us.
Yeah. The viewers were literally like, this shit is kind of ass. Like it's definitely cool, but they haven't made any progress. Like carnivores still eat meat, you know, omnivores. Yeah. And then so they nuked it and they were like, let's try something new, and they fucking added a little more intelligence.
That's so funny. Like just like them thinking like, yeah, let's just add a bit more like oxygen.
Yeah.
That'll make them
more oxygen will make them smarter.
But like either like 2 ways of going, as if like one, we're an intergalactic experiment.
I think,
but also the other funnier one is that we're like a reality TV show that people are voting to like fuck with us with. They're like, yo, let's just put these big ass pyramids and then don't say shit. Like, and like ones that they clearly can't make, bro. Like ones that they clearly can't make, dude, they're gonna be so confused for like literally thousands of years.
Oh, that's so funny. It is fucking crazy. Hold on, I had another idea. Oh yeah, so like I think the third version is gonna be like there's gonna be no races. Like it's gonna be, which can be like all the same.
They're gonna take away our like that perception of color. They're like they fucking
it's gonna be
they don't need it anymore.
Like we need a final form of like one solid, you know, race or whatever. That sounds a little weird, but
the whites.
Nah. Wait, what were we talking about, like, voting on, yeah, the pyramids and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a funny concept, because it's like, yeah, that's literally how I think about shit. Like, I feel like we just got fucked with, like...
No, we're for sure getting fucked with heavy by, like...
But it also could be the kind of thing where it's, like, aliens dropping clues to make us want to...
To make us think.
To make us think, yeah. To make us actually give us a couple pushes.
'Cause, like...
But instead, it's just fucking ancient aliens, you know? And
yeah.
Like, instead of... It turns into this conspiracy that's so insane to most people.
'Cause, like, there's... I mean, for a while, we... Even ourselves thought, like... The whole world was Europe.
Yeah.
And then something gave someone the notion that there's something farther away.
Yeah.
Like, some guy may have been chilling and he saw something in the distance. He might have saw something fucking weird. And he was like, yo, I think there's something out there. Like, across the sea.
Yeah.
Like, how do you greenlight that project?
Yeah, it's quite the investment. I mean, then they did, and then, like, Christopher Columbus got here, and there was already people here. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, then it just keeps expanding. Like, now we've discovered all of Earth. Like,
yeah, and like like the intergalactic viewers are like, whenever we hit a plateau, they decide: do we help them out or do we nuke them?
yeah, there's a vote every week, every like 20 years or so, probably it goes out, or like whatever.
Like, okay, they just got the iPhones. I think we can help them out.
help them out or nuke them.
nuke them.
The nuke them party's growing stronger.
There's like a countdown. It's like 10, 9.
Wait, I don't think we should nuke them.
Did someone say wait?
Vote now. Call 283.
Like, they're just really old fashioned with that. They like never got that.
They never got past that. That one stuck.
They like actually just couldn't comprehend anything farther than like dial up.
Terry, call him. This is boring. We gotta nuke him.
Oh, they didn't nuke him, dude.
Dude, what if we did like a half nuke?
The soft reset.
Soft reset. Yeah, there's like parties like, I think that we just need to get rid of this part.
Then they accidentally like, set California on fire. They're like, shit.
I thought we were destroying California. Use the firepower.
Fuck.
Oh man.
We're definitely just being fucked with.
Yeah, I hope we get to finish our lives before they nuke us. I feel like if what we're talking about, like this exact scenario is true, they're probably listening to this conversation.
This may be eye-opening for them.
Yeah, because they might like, if this situation is true, they probably somehow know that we're having this conversation, and it would probably go viral over there. They'd be like, holy shit, these two guys are rare. These two guys
fucking losers. They got it. And it sucks because they're not gonna make it, but they got it.
And imagine we're like superstars there. Like, we start becoming like one of the main people that gets followed because
God.
Because we're woke. We figured it out or something.
Yo.
And we'll just
the underdogs who know, but like,
or just keep
can't
bozos.
Help. I know.
They probably have like a alarm that goes off when someone like figures it out. or it's that type of shit where like
some dude has been listening with like a ham radio to our planet for like the last 4 billion years. He's like falling asleep, and then he finally hears us mention. He's like, holy shit!
They got it.
This line's still active, dude. We could just be in like an abandoned warehouse of the galaxy.
Wait, don't nuke them. They figured it out.
Wait. Operator. Dial the Federation Council.
I'd like to resubmit my vote. Joseph and Robert.
Unfortunately, there aren't any available operators to take your call.
And it's like on the news. Two randoms from planet Earth have figured it out. Will this change whether they get nuked? Find out. So now,
two underdogs unlock space. Watch them get nuked live.
there's a poll to like nuke us specifically. Get these kids
Just
out of
take
there.
them.
I don't want them to find out.
They're like GoFundMe's. It's like don't nuke Earth. Petitions.
It's pretty much like that's like parallel to what Rick and Morty did with fucking like Get Swifty and all that.
Yeah.
Like that episode is so funny with the heads that come visit.
Cause like I feel like when you also get to that point of intelligence, you also unlock definitely a different type of humor.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like
you
so...
could just be like, yeah, we're so smart, we're gonna fuck with these people, like, cause we can.
Yeah.
Like,
no, their perspective is so like they don't really care about us. Like they're probably just fucking we're entertainment.
Like that type of stuff doesn't even make me mad.
Nah.
The idea that we're actually just like a TV show.
Yeah,
like I don't like the idea of us being like slaves, but I like the idea of us being watched.
It would be
and
pretty
guided.
ass if like we were
actually
like,
just kind
developing
of like,
energy or some shit for another. I don't know. Like
yeah, like that type of like we're just a sub society.
Like the fucking Rick and Morty did that too. The fucking car battery episode.
Yeah,
like that type of
exactly.
deal. That would be pretty ass.
Yeah, and like there's no chance of us getting up there, but like we're not doing too good at. We can't even like get our own energy. How are we supposed to outsource like energy to some greater
Rick,
being?
like goes and visits. And he's just like
what happens when our like landlord comes? He's like, to collect their energy.
Yeah,
and they're like, "What the fuck have you guys done?"
You guys are an investment. I lost so much money on this shit. No, I definitely hope that's not the case. I hope that we're entertainment. I'm not upset about that one at all. You think like shit like the Loch Ness Monster like really were real? It was shit, something like that where they just like did that for a little bit and like fucked with us. Maybe the dinosaurs didn't even exist. They just like, you know, planted the fossils there, so we had that.
Honestly, that could have been a thing.
You know, it's kind of like a, you know,
they just like, yeah, let's put some fossils, let's put some DNA here and there.
Yeah. Give them something to work with.
But then that makes it think like, when did we start though? Were we actually just like created? They're like, okay, we need a planet. Let's make it 65% this, cover it with sand, but only next to the water.
And then maybe like they made the sky too. Maybe they're like, let's make this fucking.
Let's paint this shit. Like,
let's make it so it's just a bunch of fucking white dots. So they just gotta guess. Like it's just like we look up and it's like the stars. Like that's just like 3D rendered. Like they're just like, would it be cool? This will make them think.
What if we're like a low budget one too?
Yeah. Like they didn't even render out. Like some skies are like fucking beautiful. Like a mosaic painting.
The galactic audience is like, fucking another Earth series, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
shit's so boring.
Why does Netflix keep dropping this shit? We don't want another Earth planet. But like you get a planet with a high budget.
Yeah.
You got these like titanium like creatures.
The sky is just like a mosaic, like
yeah, they can see in
chapel,
like somehow sharper than we can see right now.
Yeah,
our design goes crazy. You're like, you put more money into your world, and all of your people have like superhuman powers.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, my guys unlocked like mad fast speed.
Yo,
you guys can't fly yet?
We're like a middle class planet, low class.
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, I think that's definitely a religion I can get behind, because it's, again, I like that idea of a religion not being something that like you have to do necessarily.
Yeah, no, there's no praying involved.
Yeah, there's no higher being that I'm
not sucking any god's dick. You know, like,
yeah, I'm just kind of like, if there's something bigger than us, I think it'd be cool. And I think it's likely that it's this.
Yeah.
That's what a religion is.
Yeah.
It's not anything about having to be a slave to a higher being and then changing my life for it.
Yeah, that's why like Cristiano Ronaldo. Christianity is like, it's just like worship. Like they literally worship. Like, isn't that like why?
Yeah,
like, it really. It's, I don't know. Like, focus on us. Be present. Be with Earth.
A lot of times is spent on like something that it isn't us, and sometimes that priority gets in us's way, which is when it's bad.
No, it's
when religious people use their religion to justify like bad things, like that's. I'm sure that's not even what your religion is set out to do.
Yeah.
Which is why just religion and the word of religion have like a very specific stigma with them. But they can just be as simple as like, I think this is how things work. And that's how like spirituality is too.
Exactly.
Like I don't personally fuck with astrology. I think it's like interesting and I like to go along with it. But like it's the same deal as us thinking we're on a game show, an intergalactic game show.
No,
they're
it's
just like they're just
it's
like
a creative way to look at things.
Yeah, they see the stars and they're like, yeah, these stars, they're so beyond us. Like, who's to say they don't have these powers?
Absolutely.
And I'm just gonna be like, they do have these powers. They control me in a way that I like. Yeah. And so I'm just gonna roll with it.
And I think a lot of it is confirmation bias, but for some reason it does. Like, it always somehow makes it make sense. Like, with astrology, I feel like so many times it's, like, actually added up. And, like, I'm sure... I don't know. I'm sure, like I said, it's confirmation bias where I, like, you know, want to believe it's true. But, I don't know. It does feel like... I don't know. There could be something there.
No, I think there is something there.
Yeah. And but it's cool concepts. I like that kind of thing. It's better. It's way better than worshipping a god. Like, it's just, I hate that concept of worshipping a god.
Like, worshipping, like, this single, like,
why would a god,
being?
Why would someone that I look up to want... It's like a celebrity that actively seeks out approval and love from everyone. Like, that's kind of disgusting.
Very, like...
Like, that's not an appealing thing.
Their ego is, like, insane.
Like, is God's ego... Like, is it really necessary for us to worship the shit out of this God for him to be happy? Like, that's not someone I want to...
Yeah, when I was, like, going to church and stuff and understood, like, Christianity's lessons... Yeah, like, a lot of it was about, like, being kind to others and being a good person as a whole. But then... there was a very large portion that's like, also you have to do this and this for God directly.
Yeah, you have to,
like, you have to pay for the church. You have to not do this until this time. You have to do this this time. Like, it's just like, those were the things that confused me.
Yeah, and I see people are like, you know, God above everything. Like, God first, family second. Like, shit like that. Like why?
Like, I have to be kind to others, but not if they're gay.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that? Like, how do you not step back and, like, just think, like, why am I letting this being make me think a certain way that isn't objectively good? Because there are objectively good opinions.
It's literally like it's like a toxic thing that got leaked. You know, it's infectious, the way that Christianity, because, you know, the way humans work is we move in packs, you know? Like, if a lot of people believe one thing, like, you fall into it and it's comfortable to be in that pack. Like, and that's just, like, a kind of like a cancer that developed and, like, spread and infected so many people into thinking this kind of way. And I really think it set people back. I think it set us back as a society, as a whole, as a race, is like creating these concepts. I mean... And I don't mean that for all religion at all, because I really, like, I've done, like, some research, and I just, like, love the concept of Buddhism and shit like that. Like, it's just, like, a really cool way to look at things. Yeah. And, like, I don't think I'll ever, like, fully commit to a religion like that, but I don't know, it's just so interesting that people... I totally lost my train of thought, but it's so interesting that people come up with these different reasons and answers for what
justifications.
Yeah, like, I really fuck with. Oh yeah, I'm trying to say, like, I don't think Buddhism is has as many toxic traits. I think it's much more. Yeah. I mean, there is, like, I know a lot of people, like, are, you know, supposed to pray 5 times a day or whatever. Like, there's stuff like that I don't think I'd ever really mess with, but.
But maybe, like, praying is more just like
meditation
and just like recognizing what has happened.
Yeah.
Like to me, praying is being like, okay, I am like grateful for this.
Because I feel like
just taking a second to recognize what has happened.
Yeah.
That to me is praying, not being like, thank you, this person.
Yeah, this
for,
one
for
person
all
for
this,
giving me, for God for
all these good
places.
vibes.
Yeah.
No, it's just like I'm like happy that I had good vibes today.
Yeah. I feel like I do, like, I feel like that is a part of my life. Like, I don't recognize it actively as, like, a prayer, but, like, I do, like, if I'm in the car for a long time, like, I'll talk, like, I'll, like, literally, like, as if I'm talking to a god or something.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, kind of thinking, it's easier for me to, like, really think about things if I, like, say it, I don't know, just, like, personally think, like, talking out loud. But that's kind of like a prayer almost, like.
Yeah, just being, like, saying it to yourself is
recognizing what
recognizing.
I have and
that's like physically recognizing what you have, because you're saying it at the same time as you're hearing it.
Yeah.
And so saying I got arrested yesterday
yeah,
is a lot different than me just thinking that.
Yeah, no, it is.
But like to like physically just say like,
I never really thought about it like that. I thought like I just like to like talk things out, but it is a matter of like I say things and I also hear them. Like it's like it is a weird like psychological thing where
you're
I feel
just
like
extra conscious of what you're saying,
exactly,
and what is happening because you're saying it
exactly. And I do that like that's what I do in the car a lot. Like I do a lot of long drives. And I'll drink a lot of caffeine, and then I'll get very like I'll just
wired.
Like, get wired and like just like
now I'm in the mountains.
It's like fucking it's productive. Like I get really like introspective, and I'm able to like talk out problems and kind of figure out where I stand on things because not everything's completely clear, and think about life or whatever. Usually it's not like that grand of a scale, but I do go. I go there too.
Yeah.
Whatever is on the mind, Putting things into perspective is like I think the most important thing though, Like,
I think that's the ultimate that's like the next level of self-awareness.
Yeah.
That a surprising amount of humans haven't realized.
Putting things into perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
taking a step back and
taking a step back and just seeing the bigger picture, it's so weird that when you see natural selection happen, you see it on like a very large scale. Yeah. Where there wouldn't be a time really where there would be like 3-eyed humans and 2-eyed humans at the same time. Like they wouldn't really overlap. But like right now, there is an overlap with sections of people who can take their lives into perspective and sections of people who just like literally can't.
They have a smaller lens.
Like take some like celebrities. Like they're actually just not self-aware. Yeah. And
I also just people that I know. There's a lot of people that I know in my life that I feel like are looking through the world like this, whereas I feel like
a little looking glass.
I feel like I'm personally able to take a much larger step, and I'm sure I could even be better at this. Like I'm not saying I'm like I got at this, but I'm pretty good at like taking a step back and like recognizing what's around me, where I am. I'm on Earth. Like this is what I am. Like. I feel like I have a good grasp on that, and I know so many people that are nowhere near that. Like they're
and that's what's holding us back. I think it's crazy that we live in a time when that type of thing. Yeah, both exist, and maybe they both exist for a reason, because one half maybe needs the other half's help to open their eyes. Yeah. And so we can't all get through it together. We just have to open each other's eyes. Some people have it naturally, but others may need the extra help.
I really do when I become close friends with people, I try to gauge gauge where they're at on that. How much are they aware? And there's some, I feel like our friend group is pretty good with that. A lot of people that we know and whatever.
Yeah, I try to tend to associate people with people who are definitely take a step back and even if they come from a life that's better than someone else's, that is part of their their perspective. They're okay, I come from a different life than you, but my perspective is broad because of that. rather than having that limit their perspective, which I feel like a lot of people do. Like when you just have more shit.
You know, people that grow up with the world, it's pretty much impossible for them to understand, you know. I feel like it's easier to understand like people in higher like classes or whatever, but if you've never experienced poverty,
looking
shit,
down,
you
it's
don't
hard.
Really, truly understand it.
On the smallest scale, like I wouldn't understand what this type, like again, what this type of Mexico would be if I hadn't gone.
Absolutely.
And like I still have like weird imaginary perceptions of every other society in the world, but I don't know until I've been there.
You will not fully understand that shit.
And so perspective is like you need to come together. It's about seeing things
and understanding, like
seeing and understanding,
grasping
how
concepts.
How things work and like why things are a certain way, and what can we do to like make it so that everyone's on the same page.
What do we want to call this? What is there a word we can use to describe this?
Does it have to end with like ism?
Unity. Ism. Because I guess I really like the idea of like we have to be the ones to make the move, you know. Like we have to be the ones
to unlock that self-awareness.
On our own.
And I like the funny idea that it's just a galactic federation.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's
a less scary way.
There's that like list, and we're just on the do not interrupt.
Do not
list.
fuck with.
Do not fuck with.
Or like it's maybe under like close surveillance because we're like swaying one way or another, and they're trying to like keep us alive.
It really is cool because
we could be on like
that they know that they can't introduce themselves to us, but they do probably genuinely want us to make it there, so they're gonna do what they can to push us.
Yeah,
you know, but they can't. It's not like they can come down and play God. They know that. They know they can't come and stop a storm from destroying a town. Like they're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
they're gonna let nature.
And our decisions have already been made.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll come in for like very important things. Like again, like if they saw us not developing, they're like, okay, let's just drop in an alien, spark their minds.
Drop the nuke.
Drop the nuke on week 1.
In this season, did not get off to a good start. Audience voted nuke upon week 1. Nook'emism? What do we call it?
Do we nuke them-ism?
I feel like nook'emism, like that sounds like a word. It sounds like a word, and I feel like people wouldn't like nook'emism. If you say that enough times, it like works.
Yeah, I believe in nook'emism.
That's what it is, bro. That's what it is. And like people think it's like there's probably some deeper meaning behind it, but really it's just that.
It's just like the bit where you're like,
nuke 'em.
Do we nuke 'em?
That's okay. That's what it is. Perfect. Nook'emism.
Yo, no, we must be on a special, bro. We must be on a special where they're like, yo, okay, on this week, we're gonna give them the nuke, and they decide if they nuke themselves. And so they just gave us mad nukes. Yeah, and they're like, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it?
Well, I mean, we all developed, like, that's something that actually happened. Like, countries developed nuclear weapons, like...
Yeah,
and we didn't do it. We didn't do it.
We haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we haven't done it. They're still waiting. Dude, you gotta name this voice memo.
Nook'emism.
Because I want that to stick. I want that to be a thing.
Oh, no, it will be.
When we take over.
When nook'emism rises.
Think about it. This could all be ours.
The city is mine.
The city's mine now.
Okay. That's the new presidents of nook'emism.
Dude, I'm gonna write that shit in on fucking forms. What religion you believe in?
Religion? Nook'emism?
Nook'emism.
No, but we gotta give it some weird ass spelling too.
Yeah. I feel like Nukemis. Like,
I was thinking some weird shit like Nook.
That's funny. That's funny.
Nook'emism. Nook'emism. No, but no, the apostrophe is still in the middle.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's still like nuke apostrophe M ism, and everyone's like, I wonder what that character is.
Like
what's the
I
symbolism?
wonder what the origin is of nook'emism.
What is nook'emism?
That's so good, bro. That's gold.
These guys. What time is it? It's 1.
Oh shit.
All right, nook'emism podcast is over.
Good morning, ladies!
Hell no. If you watch to the end, say bet in the comment.